misconceptions about human trafficking, such as what it is and who it affects. My name is Esthefanya Cruz from Investigation Discovery, and today I find myself in this square located in Barranquilla. Human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of people through the use of force with the aim of exploiting them for profit. Women, children, and men of all ages and from all backgrounds can become victims of this crime, which happens around the world. The traffickers often use violence or fraudulent employment agencies with fake promises of education, job opportunities in order to trick their victims. An estimated 40 million people are victims of modern slavery and human trafficking. It might seem shocking that anyone in today's world can be still forced into domestic servitude, child labor, sex trades, and other unthinkable situations. It is something that happens in every part of the world, and it can be even happening in your own backyard. To further address this issue, I'm going to interview different people from this square. I'm going to listen to their understanding and point of view of this topic. Follow me. Excuse me, can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, I have some spare time anyway.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, sure.
What is your name and what do you do for a living?
Okay, so my name is Daniela and I'm currently working as a police officer. I've been serving for about 8 years now.
I'm Caroline and I'm a professor at UCLA.
Well, my name's Adriana Orozco and I'm a family medicine doctor at Grace Law Memorial.
What do you know about human trafficking? Are you familiar with this issue?
Human trafficking is the business of stealing people's freedom for profit, basically.
Well, I would define human trafficking as the process of trapping people through the use of violence, deception, and coercion, and exploiting them for either financial or personal gain.
Well, human trafficking is a crime that involves exploiting a person for labor, services, and even commercial sex. Anyone can be a victim of human trafficking, and it can occur in any community and in any part of the world.
Have you seen any cases related to human trafficking at work?
Yeah, sadly I have way more times than I would like to admit, really. When you're a doctor, it's very common to receive patients who have been victims of human trafficking.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, we see these type of cases every day, and as the years go by, they increase considerably. So here, residents and foreign nationals are being bought and sold like modern-day slaves.
Actually, no. Just what I've seen on TV. I know it's something very common, but yeah, I haven't seen it in real life.
Considering your profession, how do you deal with human trafficking? In your case, as a police officer.
Okay, so the FBI takes human trafficking cases under its Crimes Against Children and Human Trafficking program. Here, we take trauma-informed and victim-centered approach in investigating these cases. And of course, victim recovery is the primary goal of trafficking investigations. Here, the FBI victim specialists work with local, state, and federal resources to provide victims with immediate assistance, such as shelter, food, and clothing, and of course with long-term assistance too, such as job training and education assistance.
Well, as a mother of two girls, I teach them to be aware of strangers, to not engage in conversations with them, and to not accept any gifts from them. I also try to accompany my minor children to crowded places such as parks, theaters, and squares also. And lastly, I also control their internet access.
Well, as doctors, we have to spot physical signs of abuse, overwork, neglect, or any other concerns that could raise a red flag for trafficking. Usually men, women, and children who have been victims of human trafficking exhibit signs of abuse, malnutrition, severe fatigue, poor hygiene, confinement, as well as anxiety, depression, paranoia, and other mental health symptoms. When we encounter a possible victim of human trafficking, there's a protocol that we have to follow. First, we ask them a few questions to identify them as victims of human trafficking. Then we report them to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. And in some situations, we even call the authorities, but only when we have the patient's permission to do so. It's a very long process, but we try our best every time because we know it might be their only chance to receive that kind of help.
Yeah.
Why do you think government cannot stop human trafficking, and which suggestion would you give to it?
Well, I don't know. I think it's maybe because human trafficking doesn't take place in just one country, you know? It's a crime that takes place across borders. And its international nature might not only be difficult to comprehend, but it may also lead to further complications when prosecuting the traffickers. It might sound a little bit obvious, but if I could give our government a suggestion, it would be to raise awareness. Because until all the people know that problem is there in the first place, it won't stop. So I think that raising awareness on a local, regional, and national level is the very first step to, ending trafficking of men, women, and children.
Human trafficking is a very complex issue, and it is obvious that the solution for this horrible crime hasn't been found yet. I would suggest for each government to apply and adjust their laws to probably in the future resolve this.
It was all for today. Thank you for watching Investigation Discovery. Have a good day. Bye bye.